Welcome. Happy Friday. This is Pam Drzwicki. I am a productivity coach and I'm the owner and founder of Powerful Purpose. And I love coming here every single Friday around noon to share with you tips and motivations, inspirations to make your life, your business, or your career exactly what you want it by doing exactly what you need to have it done. And every Friday, I come to you and I share with you a mug. So I used to do these in the morning, and now I'm here in the afternoon, and I still love to share my mugs. And this week, my mug is #Nugget. #Nugget. So that mug was designed because originally when I wrote my first book, #Nugget, 28 Days to Self-Discovery, we did a Kickstarter, and it was one of the gifts that people received by helping me launch that book. And it was an amazing launch. It was amazing. The book is still available. It's out on my website, actually, if you want to go out there to powerful-purpose.com. But let's get started. So today's topic is being engaged in your life, your business, or your career. What does that mean to you? What does being engaged mean to you? So I looked up what the Webster Dictionary said that engaged was, and it's the ability to invest in and make a connection with something or someone. That is being engaged. Question for you. Do you find yourself every single day getting out of bed and just going with whatever needs to happen throughout the day? That there's no rhyme or reason to your day. You're on that hamster wheel and you're just running and you just don't know how to get off that hamster wheel. And by being on that hamster wheel, you're not being engaged at all because you're not aligning yourself with what truly is your purpose and what fills you up. But the big question is Pam, my clients say to me, my friends, my family, Pam, I want that life, but how do I get it? How do I get it? So today I'm going to go over 3 simple steps for you to start engaging in your life, your business, and your career the way that you want it to happen, okay? And being a productivity coach, I have talk a lot about time blocking, figuring out what your focus stuff is, what your free time is, what your buffer work is, and figuring out how long it takes to do each task so procrastination is left behind and you can truly get things done. And it is a task-driven technique. But when you want to be engaged in your life, or even engaged in the business or the career or the job that you go to every day, it takes a little bit more time to think about that because it's just not getting a task done. It's figuring out what exactly it is that you want to happen for yourself. So think about that. What is one thing that you would truly love to have in your life to make you feel that you're living a life that you truly deserve? Or you're creating a business that you want to create, or you're in a job that you love to go to every day. In order to answer these questions, and if you don't have an answer right away, but you want to figure out what it is, I want you to do step 1. Step 1 allows you to take the time. Now you got to give yourself time for this, and it may not be an easy step to do for you if you haven't done it before, because it's a different way of training your brain to think. Our brains have a tendency to think in habit, right? They show up the same way every single day because that's what they're used to, and that's what we tell ourselves. And I talk often about being kind to your brain. So finding engagement in any one of those areas has to start with what you're telling yourself on a daily basis. If you're telling yourself you're tired, you're going to wake up tired, right? And that's going to be the tone for the rest of the day. If you went to bed late, you are physically going to be tired when you wake up. But if we start our day with refreshment of whatever it is that engages us, that allows us to have a different mindset to move forward. So in step one, what a great step to start, okay, is to release what's on your mind. So as I just said, we really live our day or our life or run our business or run our careers based on habits, how we're used to doing things. And those habits might have been based when we were a kid because we saw our parents do it that way. And it's just what has happened. And life comes at us. And all of a sudden, we are working to live our life instead of living our lives. We're working to build our business, but we're working towards something that might not truly be our core. So what is that core in your life, your business, or your career that you really want to have to help engage it in a better way? So the first step is all about brain dumping, okay? So taking the time, and I encourage my clients and even myself to set a 10-minute timer around this. And the very first time, it may seem like it's just a task list, but the great thing is that you're releasing everything that's on your brain. When we have a lot on our mind, our space in our brain is cluttered, and we might not be functioning at 100% capacity that we can, because it's hard for us to feel the clarity or see the clarity around something because there's so much going on. So step one in helping you get more engaged in your life in any aspect is to do some brain dumping. Now, brain dumping is just setting that timer for 10 minutes. Take a pen and paper, which is best to do it by pen and paper, because that connection with the brain helps the creativity flow better, right? Take that 10 minutes. Unload everything on your mind. Everything on your mind. And at this time, like I said, this task might end up looking like a to-do list. But while you're doing that, try to identify things that have been up in your brain that you'd want to do, but you haven't done for whatever reason. And that will help you feel more engaged in the lifestyle that you want to have. Just sit and do that brain dump for 10 minutes, okay? After you do that brain dump, I want you to go back. I want you to circle back on your list and identify 3 things that you feel you should incorporate in your life because it's going to make you feel more engaged in who you are and what your purpose is. Now, my very first nugget was to live your life on purpose and not driven by the circumstances. And that is definitely about being more engaged in your life, to find out what that purpose is. It's a big word and it's a big task to say, and it feels so heavy. Pam, I need to find my purpose. I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow. How am I going to know what my purpose is? Take the small steps. I always talked about think big, but plan small. So let's start with the brain dumping. That's step number 1. When I identify my brain dumping, the 3 areas that I'd love to focus on is my health, my spiritual connection, and my take back my life system. And that's my group coaching system. So those are the 3 areas of engagement that I want to focus on, okay? Step 2, do you know what sparks you? So after you've dumped everything and you've identified the 3 areas that you feel like if you were doing these 3 things, you'd feel more engaged in different parts of your life, what sparks you out of those 3 things? Do you find yourself at this point maybe spinning your wheels and going, okay, I have my 3 things, Pam. Give yourself time to do this, okay? Because this is big, but this is an exercise that could be done on a weekly basis to help you exercise the task, the momentum to get going on that, right? Once you have those three things, I want you to think about what sparks you out of those things. What is going to be your superpower? What are you going to focus on? And how are you going to show up to engage with that? So one of the areas or tools I like to use with my followers, my engagers, and my Take Back My Life system, my followers of my nuggets and my clients, myself, inside my planner, is pick my power word of the week. That's going to help me stay engaged. What is your power word for the week? So you'll notice that every Friday when I come on, I share a topic. And usually the topic is aligned to what my power word was for this week. And my power word this week was engaged. I wanted to feel engaged in all these different areas. So when I did these exercises, this is what came up for me. And this is how I want to share what my power word is with you each week, is I come and do a coaching video around that during the Friday planning series. So step number 2, pick your power word. Excuse me. Again, setting timers around this, just so you get the thought process flowing. Is like, okay, I'm going to sit and I'm going to think about this. What is my power word? How do I want to engage in my life or my business or my career for the next week? What is that word that's going to keep me grounded? And that's part of your planning process. And if you're not taking time to plan every week, that's another thing that you really need to do. Because when we plan, then we get results, right? So think about that. If you go out to my website at powerful-purpose.com, right on the homepage, you could get the 3 tips to creating a plan that creates more time. So go out there. This is a perfect time to do that. Powerful-purpose.com and get that free 3 tips on what you should do in order to try to plan for more time. Okay? So that's step number 2. I almost said step number 3. Step number 3 is a 3-part process. Okay? So once we've identified where we want to get engaged in our life, our business, or career, once we have identified that, and then once we decide what our power word is and how we're going to show up and what our superpower is, then what ends up happening is we need to take step 3. Step 3 is we need to listen more. Listen to yourself more. Listen to your inner self, okay? If you have a dream team, listen to them, because the dream team is designed by you with 5 people that are going to elevate you. So listen more. Learn more. If your item is like mine is about my health, right? So I want to learn more about what I could do on a daily basis to be more engaged in my health. Now, on my dream team, I have a personal trainer, and she helps me with that. And I've stepped up my level that 20 minutes a day, I am going to be jogging or walking on my treadmill, at least 20 minutes a day, right? Two days of strength training, and I'm going to add, this is exciting, I'm going to add an exercise class in at the gym once a week. So that's how I am going to be engaged more in my health, okay? So I learned more about what I need to do to get that done. So take time to learn more. And as I mentioned earlier, is lean more on your dream team. You don't have to do this alone, but take the time and figure out who your dream team is, okay? So when I was going through, I read this and I thought this, I was on Pinterest and I read this quote: "She chose herself and the game changed." Remember that. She chose herself and the game changed. That is such a beautiful, beautiful word or phrase to remember. Put that someplace so when you want to continue to be engaged in what sparks you, you could remember that. because life is going to give you circumstances that are going to try to throw you off your engagement of the life that you truly want to live. Okay? So remember that. She chose herself and the game changed. So all of these tools that we just went over, all of these steps, these 3 steps, brain dumping for engagement, identify the 3 things you want to engage in. 2, identify what your power word is and what your superpower is to help you stay in that place. Step 3, listen more, learn more, and lean more on your dream team to help you stay engaged. That's what's really going to make a difference. Part of that is just holding yourself accountable and having your dream team to help you be accountable for that. So remember, go out to the website at powerful-purpose.com and sign up for the 3 tips, because sometimes the procrastination or the roadblock of hesitation of I don't have the time to do this stops us from being exactly who we want and who we need to be. Until next time, have a dynamite weekend. Thank you for joining me, and God bless.